My name is Michael Milam. I'm a filmmaker, producer, director, and director of photography. And I discovered the Sanyo 720p cameras about a year and a half ago when they were introduced. And I thought, this is the most remarkable unit because I can shoot anywhere, anytime, very conveniently. Cameras actually slip in your pocket. And I'm being photographed with a newer version of that same camera right now, the Sanyo HD1010. And I've traveled the world with my wife with 4 of these cameras, and we filmed many documentaries, travel documentaries. We just did a concert for the Dublin Philharmonic Orchestra, and we're going to shoot a music video for Eric Burden and the Animals tomorrow, and I'm just thrilled with these cameras. Also, when you have a camera this size, you sort of invent different ways to shoot. So we've experimented with actually putting Velcro on the side of the camera and sticking it in a position that you like. That's one thing. Another thing we tried is we purchased the Steadicam Merlin, the tiny Steadicam from Garrett Brown. And I mounted 2 cameras on the one Steadicam, got a long shot and a wide shot simultaneously.
Do you happen to have a picture of you and Garrett Brown?
And I happen to have a picture
funny invention there
of me with Garrett Brown, but not the invention. But there's Garrett Brown, the inventor of the Steadicam.
Okay, there we go.
And he's here at the at NAB right now.
Okay.
And he was very thrilled when I told him about this, by the way. Never heard of anything like it. Because I also took the cameras and put them directly next to each other for filming in 3D using 2 Sanyo 720p
That's
cameras.
what I wanted to talk about that because I have a bit interest in that.
And anyway, I just want to say that I love the cameras. There's nothing to beat the convenience of shooting, because when you're doing documentaries or when you're just living your life, you always have those moments where you say, why didn't I have a camera? I wish I could have filmed it. Well, there's no excuse. You know, you should have one in your pocket. Who's ever with you should have one in their pocket. We shot multiple camera all over Europe in that fashion. And we even experimented with having one of the cameras on camera, because the camera is so small and inobtrusive.
Sorry.
That I think the audience doesn't mind seeing the camera on camera, and that's something that's our mind is getting more and more used to with the current technology. I think at one point it's going to be acceptable. But we've experimented with that too, and we're in the process of editing together some of these travel films with that, using that technique. Well, right now I'm favoring the new 1010 because it shoots 1080 and it shoots 300 frames a second in 640 by 480, I believe. We've got some fascinating footage that we shot in slow motion in a storm at sea off the coast of Mexico, where we have amazing waves smashing up and swimming pools going up in the air and the water falling back into the swimming pool, everybody's hair blowing in slow motion, and just some stuff sliding across the deck in slow motion, smashing. It's really very dramatic footage, and if it wasn't for the 1010 shooting at 300 frames, it would never have captured that stuff. Shooting AVC HD makes it so simple to edit in Final Cut. When we traveled Europe, I took an Apple MacBook Pro. Just stick the chips in the side of the laptop, and I'm editing immediately. So there's that convenience too. You can do field editing very easily, and a lot of times we get caught up in form without content, and that's probably the most. Well, it's sort of a waste of time and money, quite frankly, because I saw a film last night, as an example. A lot of money was spent, high-definition cameras, a lot of money in sets, but if you don't have the content there, you don't really have a good film. And I think that the point is to get the content, and this is the kind of camera to use to get the content, because
ubiquitous camera,
an ubiquitous camera that you still but you can experiment with film techniques. You can still use the standard techniques if you want to. Over the shoulders, close-ups, wide shots, and you can do reverse angles and not break camera line. But this is a camera that says, hey, break all the rules. Do something completely different.
Now, do you use a wide angle?
I do use a wide angle. Yeah, it works well, very well. Yeah, it's threaded. It takes the threaded wide angle lens, and so that's a good aspect too. I found a small, lightweight lens shade that works with the wide angle lens to keep the sun off the lens. Works really well. It's got a little flap on the top, and it's very lightweight. It was made for a Canon. It was made for a Canon XL1 actually.
Oh, really?
Originally, yeah. But it fits on the wide angle lens. But that's the choice of whoever has the camera. What wide angle lens they want to buy. There's several out there. Well, the great thing is also, are you still rolling? Or no? That I could teach somebody near me who's really not a filmmaker how to use the camera in about 5 minutes. And so if I need that additional angle, I can just hand an extra camera to somebody, and they're assisting me in shooting. Believe me, those angles come in handy.
Oh yeah.
Because gives me all that flexibility in editing.
Okay.
The idea of shooting low budget, really low budget 3D fascinates me. That's why I thought of taking the two Sanyo cameras side by side and cross-polarizing them with a small plastic filter, and then as long as you start the cameras at the same time, use the same controller to punch record. Yeah, you have to start both cameras at the same time.
Or at least have some section with it.
If they're a frame off, it could be distorting to the 3D.
Correct.
So anyway, it's an experiment that I'm in the process of doing. I'll let you know when I've got a finished product to show. I don't have anything produced on the Sanyo.
I may